I seriously can't believe it's been 5 weeks. 5 weeks in one place. Maybe we'll be back one day.
We are about to be traveling for 28 hours. 22 of those 28 will be on an airplane. After 5 whole weeks of being in one of our favorite cities in the world, it is finally time to say goodbye.
And now we are at the Chiang Mai airport where we are beginning our 28 hours of travel to the other side of the world. But first, coffee and sushi. Best lunch ever. Great start to the travel day.
They also do 15-minute massages in this lounge. Should have gotten here earlier.
We should have gotten one last Thai massage.
Thank you. All right, we are starting with a 4-hour flight to Taipei.
I still can't believe we're leaving.
As sad as I am to be leaving, I'm very excited about where we're going, and I'm just excited to be flying, and it's been 5 whole weeks.
Please make yourself comfortable and enjoy the flight with us. And once again, welcome on board. Thank you.
We're 1 hour into our first ever EVA air flight, and so far so good.
Real silverware. I'm so ready to worry.
There's tons of leg room. We're on a short 4-hour flight. We're getting a full meal. I'm super impressed.
There's just no TVs on the headrest. That's okay. It's not working on my computer.
Hopefully there will be on our next 14-hour flight.
On behalf of the captain and entire crew, thank you for flying with EVA Airways, a Star Alliance member.
We have just arrived in Taiwan. I had a nice little nap on the way here. Last time we were here, it was almost 3 years ago. We had just started our full-time travels, and it was Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year!
I remember we thought it was summer here and we showed up and it was freezing. Now we have 3 hours to spend in the lounge.
As usual, we stayed in the lounge too long and we are rushing to the gate. We didn't end up vlogging in the lounge because it was dark and it was really crowded, just like not a pretty scene. But we did rediscover our love for Taiwanese beef noodle soup.
Yeah, we did.
Best beef noodle soup in all of Taipei. What's it taste like?
Really good.
And now for the big flight of the day, 14 hours and 40 minutes to New York City. We have so many movies to watch.
Let's go.
Really hope nobody booked the seat between us.
Yes, 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 yes.
Nobody's here. Really nice TV. We're so close.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking.
You never said boarding complete. How big of a difference this makes for the next 14 hours of our lives.
I cannot believe this. When I looked at the seat map yesterday, there were literally 2 empty rows, and I just booked the aisle and the window on the furthest possible one back on the airplane in row 70 with a plane this big and only having 2 empty rows. I had like a 10% hope that we would maybe have an aisle to ourselves. I'm just so happy. We just heard the official boarding complete. I mean, like, it would have been fine if somebody was here, but it's 100% better without somebody between us. I love you, but
fancier economy flights we've been on, we have a full menu with so many options. This is the wok fried pork. So far, so good. We're only an hour into the flight, only 13 and a half hours to go.
After 14 hours, a lot of tossing and turning, and several movies, we have made it to the USA.
Yay!
Now we have a 1 hour layover before we jump on our next flight that'll take us to our final destination. We know where we're going?
No.
Our bodies think it's 11 o'clock in the morning, but here in New York, it is 11 p.m. We don't board our next flight until midnight.
I don't know how to feel right now. I'm hungry.
My body's
I'm
very
tired.
confused. I think it's gonna work out well though, because we arrive in the Dominican at like 4 a.m., sleep for a few hours, wake up and just like conquer the next day.
Yeah, we're gonna conquer.
That's the hope at
I'm
least.
gonna be so awake. They don't have a lounge in this terminal, but they do have these weird pods. Oh. Privacy.
How is it?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I press start. And there's a 20-minute timer. We board in about 20 minutes, so.
Good night.
So relaxed.
Let's go.
No!
Seriously. Our flight's boarding. It's final call.
One last forward.
Domingo, beautiful night for flying, 3 hours, 10 minutes en route tonight. Anticipated on-time arrival in Santo Domingo. Ride should be mostly comfortable, maybe just a few light bumps along the way. Please pay attention, fasten seatbelt sign. Current weather conditions in Santo Domingo, partly cloudy skies.
28 hours later, we have arrived in our 83rd country of...
The Dominican Republic.
But it's looking like our bags may have not. Oh, there's still more. There's still more. There's a chance.
Oh dear, it stopped. Let's go talk to someone. Maybe they came earlier.
This is gonna be a first. After almost 3 years of travel, the first time our bags have ever not made it.
We've had some close calls, but it's never actually happened.
At least we're in the Dominican. All you need is a bathing suit, right?
Yeah.
Just buy a new bathing suit, we'll be good to go. I have all of like the important camera stuff in my backpack. I do need a toothbrush though. Yeah. It is official, our bags have been left in New York. Could have possibly been our fault. We didn't like get them and then check them back in, but to be fair, the lady at Eva Air when we were checking in told us
That we didn't have to.
100% that they were gonna end up here in Santo Domingo.
I'm just mad at myself. I should have made sure.
You think we'd be better than at this after 3 years?
Our bags are officially, hopefully, getting on the next flight out of New York to the Dominican and to our hotel by the end of the day. We'll see. It could be worse. We can't be that upset because we get to stay in this beautiful country for the next week.
Before we end this video, I just wanted to share a really quick story with you. This is actually not my first time to the Dominican. I was here 5 or 6 years ago with Jordan, who you may recognize from some of our past videos.
We're going to bungee jump off of a bridge over a river in a gorge. Oh shoot! I have about zero patience for stuff like this. Check. I'm not trying to be a fool, but hey, pretty girl, you.
So I was actually here helping him pull off a surprise proposal. I brought along my GoPro, and as I was thinking back to it, this was actually the very first travel movie that I ever made. So I thought it'd be fun just to share a few clips from that video with you.
Julianne, I didn't think I would be nervous. I'm freaking nervous. I don't know why. I want everything to go right. And I love it. I'm currently waiting here.
Obviously, our videos have come a long way since then, but I'm super excited to be back here in the Dominican. I was only here for 2 short days last time, and Kara and I are gonna be here for an entire week doing a ton of diving, and I could not be more excited.
Okay.
After 5 whole weeks. There's a lot happening at the Chiang Mai airport this morning.
Okay.
We are 4 hours into our first ever.
1 hour.
Okay. Oh, it just feels so good to be able to straighten my legs. Come on.